الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تصعر خدك للناس ولا تمش في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور واقصد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنكر الأصوات لصوت الحمير صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Luqman, we are reading the mention where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the advice and the instructions that had Luqman gave to his son. And the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quoting it here in the Quran, it is an instruction for all of us. And it is also, as it was said last time, it is an instruction not only for us, but also Allah is teaching us how to grow our children, with what values, with what concepts and understanding that we should make sure that our children have before they go away from us or become independent. The first thing was that we did talk about previously is that the first thing is that everybody should make sure that they stay away from shirk or associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and listen to the parents unless they ask us to do something which is against the Sharia, something haram, or even bigger, more serious, do shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then even the parents will not be listened to. Still, one has to be nice and fulfill their rights, even if they are not Muslim, even if they are telling us to become a kafir, still we have to fulfill their worldly rights. Second thing is that we should instill this in our children, that Allah is watching and Allah is all aware. Allah is looking at us. Whatever we do, Allah will hold us accountable. Allah has the power to hold us accountable and bring it forth. When we have these firmly in our hearts, then the first requisite, the physical requisite of Iman is Salah. We should make our children very particular about Salah, and of course ourselves be very particular about Salah, and not only just praying, but establishing Salah, which means fulfilling all the rights of Salah, all the mustahabbat even of wuzu and Salah and everything. And not only worry about ourselves, but also create an environment of goodness by encouraging others to do good and prohibiting others as well to stay away from what has been forbidden by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that all of this will require sabr or patience and being steadfast and strong. So we should make our children strong and tell them to be firm on this belief and doing of good and staying away from evil, and encouraging others to do good and staying away from evil. And if any hardship comes, then we should be ready to face it and not lose our focus, not lose our path because of every little tiny impression that we might get from our friends or from the society. Any opposition that we might get, we should be ready to face it rather than go with the flow. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Luqman said, Inna dhalika min azmi al-umur, surely these are among the matters of determination, which is where we ended last time, that these things are not for the weak people. When somebody is doing this, then they should understand that I am a very strong person and it is only for the strong people. So we should establish this in our children and ourselves as well, that to go with the flow and to be impressed is a sign of weakness. And to establish yourself on the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter what the odds are, that is the thing to do, and that is being a man in reality, being a person of determination. So we should value what we are doing. وَلَا تُصَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. Now the next two ayat talk about how to conduct themselves with people in public, basically the suluk, or how they should deal with people. وَلَا تُصَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. Do not turn your cheek away from people. This is considered a sign of arrogance or a sign of not caring. So do not be someone who speaks arrogantly with people. And when a child is becoming young and when they are getting their hormones and everything, we can understand that they have this, that they have too much anger, unplaced, ill-situated anger, sensation of pride, senses of being better than everyone else. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to teach our children, and of course ourselves as well, that do not even turn your face away from people when you are talking to them or when they are talking to you. وَلَا تَمْشِ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا, and do not walk arrogantly, haughtily on the earth. Marh is a disease of a camel, that their neck becomes very straight and does not bend. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that don't walk like essentially a diseased camel with a neck that does not ever bend. So وَلَا تَمْشِ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا, do not walk on the earth haughtily with arrogance and pride. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ كُلَّ مُخْتَالٍ فَخُورٍ. You may love yourself, you may think that people are thinking good about you, but surely Allah does not like anyone who is arrogant and proud. وَقْصِدْ فِي مَشْيِكَ. Again, as was mentioned last time, these are the things that we should instill, these are the values that we should teach our children, especially when they are becoming emotionally, physically, intellectually independent from us. So the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take care of them and protect them for the rest of their life. Fear of parents is going to decrease, dependence on parents is going to decrease, but now before that happens actually, they should understand that we are always in the vision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is there with us, Allah knows what we are doing, and they should always be afraid and concerned about the pleasure of Allah. وَقْصِدْ فِي مَشْيِكَ وَغْضُضْ مِنْ صَوْتِكَ. Lower your voice. وَقْصِدْ فِي مَشْيِكَ وَغْضُضْ مِنْ صَوْتِكَ. Be moderate in your walk. Islam has encouraged us to walk in a moderate pace. The Prophet ﷺ used to prohibit the Sahaba to walk fast like the Yahud, and he prohibited the Sahaba to walk excessively slow like the Nasara. The Prophet ﷺ himself used to walk with a moderate pace. His noble gait was that he would, as if somebody is coming down from an elevation, and his feet will leave the earth forcefully, and he would be humble in his walking. When he would be walking in a group, he would let others go forward of him and he would stay behind. So these are the ways. The Sayyidah Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu anha saw a person who was walking very slowly by way of arrogance. So Sayyidah Aisha Siddiqa asked that why is this person walking in such a way that he's going to as if die? So she was told that this person is a Qari, he's from among the Qurra. And Qari in that time meant not only the person who could recite the Quran well, rather he was a person of an encompassing knowledge of Quran and practice. That this person is a very well-rounded, knowledgeable alim of Quran. Sayyidah Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu anha said that I have seen Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu. He was definitely a bigger Qari than him. And he used to walk normally like normal people. And when he used to talk in such a way that he was neither too loud, that it will be burdensome on the ears of people, and nor he was so quiet or so low in his voice that people would have to ask him to repeat what he said. So this is the meaning of this ayah, that in your gait, in your walk, be moderate and lower your voice. Do not yell at people. Keep your voice under control. And that is the noble habit of the Prophet ﷺ. That's how he used to walk, and this is how he used to talk. Inna ankara al-aswati la sawtul hamid. Surely the ugliest of voices is the voice of the donkeys. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is creating a sense of aversion within us, that somebody who is yelling or somebody who yells or who has this, then they should understand that Allah has called the ugliest of voices the voice of a donkey. It is very loud and it is very jarring and hard on the ears. So when I am talking loudly, I am talking like a animal that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has compared my voice to. So therefore we should be these are among the suluk or the akhlaqiyat or the dealings that we should learn. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who follow the sunnah of our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahu ja'alna min ahli al-Qur'an alladhina hum ahluka wa khassatuk, wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqih sayyidina wa nana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amin bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.